Good evening, peeps. I'm Ariel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. And tonight we're talking about the throat chakra. Yes, we are. And both Theo and I thought it was hilarious that I was talking about the throat chakra um, when we're almost in retrograde. It's May 8th, and retrograde starts. Uh, May 10th, I think. So we'll be speaking our truth during the retrograde. It'll be fun for us, right? All right. So while everybody gathers, I'm going to take care of some announcements. Um, I'm going to be doing a workshop for those of you who are interested in creating ads and want to know about hashtags and want to know a little bit about social media and how to use it. Okay, because there's a lot of us that like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I am doing this workshop. I'm doing it through World Awake Inc. And you can check them out at worldawakeinc.org. Click on the events tab and you'll see that event. I'm doing this workshop on May 13th at 11 a.m. Eastern or on May 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And it is a Zoom class. So you'll have to sign up for it so you can get the link, the Zoom link. We'll be Zooming. Anyway, I'm doing them at two different times for those people who can make it in the morning or the evening. So convenient for you. Okay. I'm also doing $50 Friday on the 13th. So if you want an appointment on Friday, please email me at a gang of girls inc at gmail.com. It is an intuitive reading and energy session for 45 minutes for $50. Okay. Okay. And we do work on your chakras during that session. So if you need your chakras cleared up and cleaned up and stuff, make the appointment. It'll be fun for you. It always is. It always ends up being really fun. So I want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day, all us moms out there, because it is Mother's Day and we deserve a day, at least one day a year, right? So happy Mother's Day to all of you ladies out there, the mommies, especially my mom and the mother of my granddaughter, Katie. So yes, happy Mother's Day. All right. So Mercury's in retrograde. And it's okay if Mercury's in retrograde. Nobody's going to be like, uh, things only go crazy if you allow them to. So stay on top of stuff, stay present. All right. That way, if something does go nutty, then you can always help it. Like this week, for some reason, this past week, our neighborhood had a bunch of blackouts. And oh my God, I was freaking out about my wonderful iMac that I love so much. So I was like, okay, so I'm going down to the blue and yellow store. I always forget what the name of it is, but I went down there and I bought a battery backup. And now it's all plugged in and it's lovely. So if the power does go out, I have enough power in the battery to save everything and turn it off. Yes. So it freaked me out. I was almost done writing uh, a show for that's connected to the um, the Greek pantheon shows that Theo and I are going to be doing. I thought it wasn't going to save it. So anyway, thanks, Theo. Theo's in the comments. So if you want to go and say hi to him, say hi because he's coming on next week. We're going to be talking about the Greek pantheon. It's going to be fun. We're doing the goddesses first. Yeah. All right. So the throat chakra. We all need our throats to work, right? We all need to be able to speak. We need to be able to like be able to communicate. Need to be able to understand what other people are communicating with us. So we're not always talking over people or ignoring people. So we want our throat chakra to be nice and flowing, and we want to be able to speak our truth because that's where our truth is, right? Like we've got our heart chakra, that's love, and then we bring that energy up into our throat and we speak our truth lovingly. Well, most of the time, right? All right. Anyway, okay, so the throat chakra is blue. Much like you'll see the logo on this video, it's blue or like variations of blue. A lot of people think that it is turquoise, and that's what I was taught is that it's turquoise. So if you want to see it as turquoise, see it as turquoise. Okay, but I see it as like variations of blue because when you look at a blue, something blue, and you're looking down a tunnel, like a blue tunnel, you're going to see variations of it because of the shadows and the light, right? Because remember, our chakras are tubes. So the tube opens here and in the back of our neck. Okay. All right. So the developmental age is between 28 and 35 years old. And that's according to Journey Through the Chakras, this book. That is a most excellent book. You want to check this book out. You can get it on Amazon, and I'll have it in the show notes, the link for it in the show notes tomorrow. But this is a really good book for those of you who are really interested in chakras. All right. So that's the age when we're really like using that throat chakra. We've learned how to speak, and now we're using it. So the throat chakra represents communication and self-expression. And a lot of our self-expression is through our words, right? Remember your mom used to say, use your words. I used to say that too to my children, use your words. So use your words in a good way, right? It is connected to the thyroid, which is in the back of the neck, back. Right? And the thyroid does a lot of cool things for you. Here's a great little book if you are studying massage, or if you're studying the chakras, or you're studying energy work. This is a great book to have because it will help you understand what is connected to each chakra, like what's around it. So, what's around each chakra is usually connected to that chakra, like the organs, blood vessels, things like that, right? So, our throat chakra is connected to the thyroid gland. And we want to make sure that's what another reason why we want to make sure our chakras are flowing nicely so we don't have blockages in these different areas, right? All right. So like the best essential oils that you can use for your throat are lemon, bergamot, orange, sandalwood, geranium, and cloves. And all of those smell really good. Like, I love the smell of bergamot and geranium. Mm, geranium. So, hi, Ellen. So, those are really good oils to use. And I have a slide here with a recipe for you oil people. This recipe comes out of chakras and self-care, and it is a clear communication blend. The purpose of this throat chakra oil blend is to help you express yourself with authenticity, clarity, and confidence. It will aid the process of opening the fifth chakra, balancing it, and keeping it in harmonious alignment. You can use it regularly during the alignment of the throat chakra as needed and at other times. So you may want to throw this together for, especially if you're talking a lot, if you're a salesperson, if you have to do speeches, things like that. And this is the book that it comes from. This book, I know a bunch of you have bought this book, okay? So, because you've told me, but you can get this at the Five Below store. So if you have a Five Below store near you, go check and see if this book is there, because that's where I bought this book. I bought this book at that store, and I'm always looking for great bargains for books. And the Five Below store has great bargains on books. All right, so it's $5 for this book. It's a great book, and it'll help you. It has really great ideas to help you with the chakra system. So she's pretty awesome. All right, so we want to like make sure we have these things that can energize the throat chakra and stimulate it. We want to keep it stimulated. We want to keep it about 2 or 3 inches in diameter and spinning at a comfortable speed for you, right? So we don't want to go through all of our chakras and make them go at the same speed. No, don't do that. Let the chakras be. Let the chakras go at their own speed. All right. So when you're connecting to your throat chakra and it feels comfortable, you know, try to figure out how fast it's spinning at that comfortable speed and keep it at that speed. Don't mess with it. All right. All right. So these are stones that are really good. They also stimulate the throat chakra. So they're angelite, aquamarine, turquoise, cavensite, amazonite, blue calcite, blue lace agate, larimar. Okay, so the ones that you see in this picture right now are my aquamarine, and that's the tall one. And then right next to it on the like right hand side of it, the round one, that is blue calcite. The chips are turquoise, and the other stone is amazonite. So that's what those stones look like. I tried to run around and look for stones today, and I'm like, where the heck are all my stones at? So right now I'm wearing blue chalcedony, and this is one of my favorite stones. It reminds me of water. So I really like this stone a lot. But you can find those stones, as I've said before, you can go on Amazon. And what I do when I buy tumbled stones is I go on Amazon and I buy 1 pound bags. So you can go on Amazon and buy tumbled stones there, and you can buy also single stones. Okay. If you think it's too much, let me know and I'll let you know if it is a good price or not. Okay. All right. So um, Dr. Ravi, and that's the Journey Through the Chakra book. He's one of the authors, and his wife, they wrote this book. This is what he says about the chakra. The chakra governs our communication ability, both verbal and physical. So the throat chakra encompasses the 5 planes of awareness, bestowing bliss. It's here we receive divine wisdom, allowing us to seek knowledge that is true beyond the limitations of time, cultural conditioning, and heredity. Okay? This chakra is associated with divine will. This chakra is dominant during the ages of 25 to 35, a phase of life during which we seek success in all of our endeavors. Our success is the result of our communication. If we are able to communicate well in our personal relationships, we make them work successfully. The chakra also regulates our thought expression processes, which manifest through oratory skills. All right. So we want to make sure, that's why we want to make sure this chakra is doing its thing, because we're able to express ourselves. And not only do we express ourselves like with our mouth, but we express ourselves with our expressions and we express ourselves with our bodies too. So yeah, because I'm always expressing, I'm always moving. All right, so imbalances. This is what you need to watch out for. Okay, so speech impediments, including stuttering and lisps. I work with stuttering. So what I do a half an hour before each show, so I don't stutter, is I go over what I've written a couple of times so that I kind of have it memorized. That way I won't stutter so much, right? That's what I do. It's one of my things. Okay, so sore throat, laryngitis. I used to know this lady, always had laryngitis. Always did. And she always told me it's because I don't feel like I'm being heard. So I just shut my mouth and my throat shuts up too. Like, oh, okay. So that's what she used to, and she knew it. So something to watch out for: jaw or mouth pain, right? Throat infections, sores in your mouth, ear infections, hearing issues. When my youngest son was going from being a toddler to being a big boy, he didn't like it when I used to tell him, hey, you need to be a big boy now. You're going to go to kindergarten. He didn't like that. So during his fourth year of life, we were constantly going to the doctor because he had ear infections. So I finally told him, I said, you know what? You're going to have to grow up. If you don't like what I'm saying, I'm sorry, but you got to quit doing this to yourself. It's not good, right? Because they couldn't figure out why the heck he kept having ear infections. So there's an example right there. So neck pain, for those of you who get neck pain and you're always having to have adjustments and things like that. Thyroid disorders, and this doesn't mean the imbalance of a thyroid where you have to take thyroid medicine. I'm talking about disorders with that, through health issues, hormonal imbalances, and editing speech. Okay, so with all of these things right there, those imbalances, what we're doing is we're kind of like shutting ourselves off from everyone and going, eh, like, you can't hear me, nobody's listening. These are the kind of self-talk things that go on in the head, right? And when we self-talk like that, we create imbalances, and we can create an imbalance in our throat because talking to ourselves like that, because it will shut it down. Okay, so we want to be able to express. And if you don't feel like you're being heard, like with the people that are around you, it's easy to change that. If they're not hearing you, why are you hanging out with them? Right. Okay. Okay. So when the throat chakra is balanced, you're able to communicate clearly, being understood and heard by others without editing. Okay. I know sometimes I have to edit my speech when I'm talking to a lot of people, like if I'm in a crowd or something, because they may not understand something I'm saying. Because I might not be talking, I might be talking like, I understand that. Why don't you? But then I have to break it down. So I have to edit my speech. So you're able to hear and understand others, so you're able to hear them, understand where they're coming from, right? It doesn't mean that you agree with them. It just means that you hear them and you understand them. Okay. Some people misunderstand that part, but that's what that means. You do not doubt the communication from the divine, which includes your spirit guides and angels. So don't discount your intuition. Don't discount, like, um, if you feel like you need to be somewhere at a certain time. Don't discount, like, a visual that you might see or an idea or an epiphany that you might have. Check it out and see if it is something that you would truly be interested in or that will assist you in some way, shape, or form. Okay. So, prayer and meditation is easy and clear because you're willing to communicate, pray, and then meditate here. Okay. So, hey, Bonnie, remember every sound that you make has a resonance. So when you speak, it creates a melody, like melody in the air and through all time and space. So it doesn't just sit around you, it just goes out, it goes out. All right. So when you're speaking, remember to speak your truth. Speak it with wisdom and grace. Don't just run your mouth. Okay. Because sometimes we say things that, will create a negative vibe. So, like, say you're going to this person's house and this person, all they do is yeah, yeah. Like, all they do is like bad talk and blah, blah, blah. And so you can feel the energy there. And a lot of times it's just like, yuck, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to be in there, you know? And that's what I'm talking about, that vibration or resonance. When you're always talking like bad things, if you're talking negatively, it creates an environment of that. So think of a strategy so that you're not walking into something like that. And if you are, you're able to dispel it. You're able to, like, not soak it in. That's why, Theo and I are always preaching about the disco ball. Step in that disco ball so that none of that negativity will, like, get in there and sink in. The disco ball will provide protection from you for you. And it will also, because of the mirrors on the outside, it will push back the negativity so that you're not absorbing all that. Okay. So if you work in a place, you have to walk through the negative area or something like that, that's the best thing that you could do is step in that disco ball for yourself. All right. All right. Um, so when I was little, I have a brother that I don't necessarily get along with. And she used to tell me all the time, because I happen to run my mouth quite a bit. She used to tell me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Zip it. And so I, I live by that. I make sure that if I've got something mean to say, that I'm going to say it in the privacy of my own space. Because I have so many crystals in my house, it'll dispel it. So make sure that, if you're going to be gossiping and stuff like that, careful what you say. All right. All right. So getting to that, remember that gossip is poison. So we want to make sure that we're not creating discordant energy. Right. So don't talk about somebody if you don't know what it is. Like, you don't know exactly that it's a truth or whatever. Don't talk about it. Find out about it first. Go to the source, ask the source. Okay? Because once you ask the source, then most likely a lot of that negative energy or negative discordant stuff will go away because you'll have an understanding of what really is going on. So, no discordant energy. So when we are, like I said, create a strategy, think about what it is that you're communicating or hearing and what you can do with it. If it needs to go away or if it needs to be communicated more. All right. So be kind to yourself, also with that negative self-talk can like create a life that maybe you don't like. You're always talking yourself out of stuff, like maybe I'm not good enough, or um, I can't do that, or that's not good enough, or he won't let me, or she won't let me. That's nope, that's a BS because you're the only person that can talk yourself out of something wonderful. So, don't blame it on other people. It's you. And if there are people around you that are telling you that, oh no, that's not good, or that's bad, or you can't do that, then change your friends. Again, change your friends. And a lot of people say, oh, but it's my family. Well, don't hang out with your family. Hey, Pegs. Mwah! I love you. Give Molly a hug for me. Okay, so we want to make sure to stay uplifted with ourselves. And like when we are talking to ourselves, talk about, yeah, I can do that. Yes, I'm going to do that and do it, fulfill it, move through it, right? Okay, so here's this thing that, so I'm going to show you this. So this is one of my favorite things that I have on my altar. And it says, I love you, I bless you, I forgive you, I thank you, I release you. And saying this out loud when you're focused on something that you may have communicated or somebody that may have communicated to you, um, is a really good thing that hurts you, right? If it hurts you. So, one of the things that you could do is connect that discordant energy and focus on it. And as you focus on it, you say this, you mean it. I love you. I bless you. I forgive you. I thank you. I release you. And so when you say, I release you, you push that energy, that communicated energy out into the universe, push it out and away from you. That way, it doesn't hang out in your environment. It instead, you're able to clear the environment in a good way and keep your environment positive. So remember that because, there are things sometimes that we do say, or that some things that people say about us, and it may hurt us. So instead of like letting it spin around in your thoughts in your brain, in your heart, and that, and being upset about it, I love you. I bless you. I forgive you. I thank you. I release you. And you can do this for yourself too, because it's okay to do that for you, right? It's okay for you to release that which drives you crazy. Okay, all right. So we have been talking about the chakras since January. And with each chakra, I've asked you to connect to it and breathe light into it. So last month, we were breathing light into our heart chakras. And then this month, we're going to breathe light into our throat chakras. So we're going to take our hands, just put them over our throat, take a nice deep breath, connect to the throat chakra, and breathe light into it. Why do we do that? Well, we breathe light into the chakra to energize it, to clear it. So if there's some goo and cooties in your throat chakra, then you can breathe light into it to wash away the goo and cooties. Because that's what you want to do. You want to keep each chakra clear of the goo and cooties, right? So you want to make sure um, that you're maintaining your chakra system. All right. And that's what we call it, the goo and cooties. In fact, Theo and I were just talking that we need to have a goo and cooties show. So this summer we'll probably have the goo and cooties show. We usually do it twice a year to remind everybody to get rid of your goo and cooties. But you want to make sure every day to connect with it, check it, breathe light into it. So that way, too, when you're out and about and you're talking to your friends and you're at work and whatnot, you're speaking your truth and you're speaking it clearly without editing, right? So that you don't have like a sore throat or you don't have, um, you know, like lisps or you don't have like your jaw doesn't hurt. You don't feel like you're not being heard. Because if you're communicating clearly, even if people are like going, they can still hear you. And you can still hear them, right? So, and that is like the best thing. So we do have that great self-expression, that great self-love. And we need to stay balanced in that. And it's really healthy and it's really good. So don't discount yourself, your feelings, and what you want to communicate. Remember to communicate it in a good way, right? All right. So that's what I have to say about the throat chakra. Um, I'll have all of the links to the different books that I use, and including my book, the Goo and Cooties book, with the show notes tomorrow. So if you want to buy these books, you can. Remember, you can always get this book from Five Below. Okay, so look at your Five Below shop. See if you can get this book. It's a great book. Um, and you can get my book, the Goo and Cooties book. Just go to my website and click on the author page. It'll take you to a page where you can download it as a Kindle book, or you can get it as a regular book. Okay. All right. So next week, Theo and I are going to be talking about the Greek goddesses. We are. It's going to be very fun for us. We're still following the trail of the Anunnaki and what these goddesses and gods, these different pantheons, did for these different cultures. And so we're going to be working with Europe first, and then we'll be, I think we said we're going west. So then we're going to America and Central America and South America. So if you have a favorite pantheon or a favorite monster that you want to learn about, let us know, because that's one of the things that I'm doing as extras on YouTube is I'm going to be creating videos about the monsters. So that were created, through gene splicing and stuff. So that'll be fun for us. All right. So again, happy Mother's Day. Have a wonderful week. Remember, keep your heart open and aligned with the energy of love. And I'll see you next week. Bye.